Down, say you down. You gotta stand up and fight. Oh, you got to stand up. Oh, you fight.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh, you fight.
In person is so much more beautiful.
where we at on countdown? What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the world's dopest podcast, the Marley State of Mind podcast, down here at a bunch of Bull Studios as per usual. And I got a special guest in the building with me. No, it wasn't long at all. I got Scoot, my man Scooter of Wonderhitz. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro.
How you feeling?
Feel great, man.
And I'm glad to have you down here, bro.
I'm glad to be here.
This is your second trip, but your first official trip in front of the camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I know you came down with JKJ. We had a good time. And usually the way I like to kick this off is by saying how I was introduced to the artist or how I come to find the artist. And yours is a little unique in the sense that I've seen you in passing a lot, like always seeing you around, always seeing you on features and different things like that with artists. And it was the last project you dropped with Wiki that really caught my eye and caught my attention because I really seen what you was doing. Like the features and stuff didn't do you no justice. It was getting to see you on the full length, do your thing and your vision that really caught my attention. In this last project, you sent it over to me and gave me the sneak preview. And man, this right here is something special. And we're definitely going to get into that. But for you, like, what was the inspiration behind this project? Let's talk about it. Ticket to Heaven.
My ticket to heaven.
My Ticket to Heaven.
My brother, he passed away July.
Sorry
last
for your
year.
loss, bro.
Yeah, and before he passed, maybe like 10, 12 years ago, he popped up to my crib, and he just was like, "Hey, you want my ticket to heaven?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I need a ticket to heaven. Shit, I might not make it." And he gave me this ticket to heaven.
Damn.
And we know it, and that's the crazy thing is like we know it really doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a piece of paper. But the fact that he came and was like, "Here, man, you want my ticket to heaven?"
Yeah,
and
that's
I kept
crazy.
it. I kept it ever since.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I might need this thing. This thing might really be something. Shit.
Damn. So you didn't at the time. You probably didn't think much of it, right?
Man, we thought it was a joke. Like we hung it up in my crib. Like we thought it was a joke.
Like when did it start gaining more significance for you?
After he passed, I looked and I'm like, man, like this, like my brother passed, and I got his ticket to heaven, so he didn't need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then I moved, and I lost it. I lost it. I was in tears looking for this fucking ticket, and I'm like, man, I cannot find this ticket anywhere. How the fuck does a nigga lose a ticket to heaven?
Right.
Like that's salvation.
Yeah.
And like I said, I looked for it for months, and I'm like in tears, couldn't find it. Literally, the day before the drop, I'm getting stuff ready, and I'm like, let me grab my old CDs and take some CDs to the show. It's in the box, bro.
Damn. So it popped back up right before the release.
Yeah, literally like a day before.
So I know for you that had to be like a sign. What up, Perk? I
Yeah,
see you
bro.
out there. So that had to be a sign for you that everything's coming full circle. And like I said, I love the project. I love the concept. I could tell what you were doing with the concept. You know what I mean? The thought process you had in mind when making it. I didn't know the story that you're telling me now, but I could certainly feel it through what you were expressing through the project. Now, tell us about like the creation of the project and you told us a little bit about the inspiration about it, but tell us about the creation of this and how it came about.
Now, when I started creating it, I thought like, man, I want to do something like meaningful. You know what I mean? I want people to be able to listen to this 10 years from now, 20 years from now, even like if I'm not here anymore. You know what I mean? And take something from it and learn from it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then it's something like I feel like I've never done this before. I'm like super vulnerable and just spilling my heart out. You know what I mean?
You say you never done this before, like such an introspective music?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I have, but not.
To this extent.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like, what was different about this that made you be able to be so? What did you find it difficult to be like introspective and be that vulnerable through your music?
Not a little bit up until I started creating this, and I'm like, damn, it's easier. It's way easier. Like, it just flows out better.
Yeah.
Like, even like performing the songs was like easy to me. I mean, some of the joints were hard to do because they, were close to my heart, but for the most part, it was like easy.
Yeah, no, understood, bro. And so now you're making this project. What was the first song that came to you as you were going through the process?
The first song was Calling Your Name.
Calling Your Name?
Yeah. I'm like talking to God, asking God, like, why it seemed like you're not hearing me. It seemed like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like my prayers are on deaf ears, but I know that's not the case.
What made you? What had you feeling like that in the moment, though?
Just my boy died. I'm just like, damn, because I lost my father in 2020.
Damn.
And that was like one of my like best friends.
Okay.
Me and Pops was super
tight.
Close. Yeah. And then it's like, damn, all right, I got my bro. Like we raised our daughters together, and it just seems like it's going too soon. Like unfinished business.
Right. Like there's a lot of conversations that weren't had yet that need to be had. And
yes.
Just a lot of things that were left to say that haven't been said yet.
Yes.
He
was the first one out of my friend group to become a grandparent.
Damn.
And he had just found out. He never got the chance to actually hold his grandchild.
Yeah.
And that like fucks with me. Every time I hold him, I feel this like sense of comfort. But then I feel guilty, like survivor's guilt. You know what I mean? Like, damn, man, like
this should be him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you said Calling My Name?
Yeah.
That was the first joint. Let's
the joint with Landon Thomas.
Yeah, let's get into that one. Let's get into that one because we definitely want to get into the project, talk about the project.
Yes.
And we'll get into that. Is it out yet? Is it out officially yet?
It's not on streaming platforms.
Okay.
But if you could purchase it, I got the
tell the people how can they get a hold of you?
They could go to the website www.wonderhitz.com. Go follow me on Instagram. Hit me up.
How can they follow you on there?
The Instagram is the Real Scoop 412.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard it. So y'all want that project? Y'all got to get at the man so get those physicals. Y'all know it. Getting into this, Calling Your Name. That ain't it. Getting into this, Calling Your Name, little technical difficulties. We'll get it right for y'all. How many tracks was on this?
13.
13 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it started off with the poem, spoken word type.
Yeah.
I like that. Who was that?
That's his mother.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Calling Your Name.
Lord. Been calling you, Lord. Guess I ain't got good signal down here. Just need to talk to you, Lord. Pick up. One time.
Lord, why do it seem like you busting my balls? Pick up the phone, you letting it ring. It seem like lately you ducking my calls. Now, Father, I don't mean no trouble at all, but it seem like you left me here lost and alone. Where can I go if there's nobody home? I don't mean to groan, little part of my tone, but I'm feeling like I don't know what else to do. Counting my blessings, you gave me a few, but I'm way too damn busy to sit in the pew. Now I'm calling to you and I ain't getting through. I'm straight from the valley, reception is weak. The minutes are free, but the talking ain't cheap. For some reason, I can't hear you talking to me. How you omnipresent with caller ID? Cause God, I don't get it. My niggas is passing away. Thought you was protecting my boys. God, I don't get it. My niggas get sent up the way. They raising their kicks from the joint. God, I don't get it. Along with opposable thumbs, you gave us a finger to point. A conscience to think, free will and a choice. You speak to the soul with no sound in your voice, so I'm calling you, Father.
Calling you to protect me from the ops. Calling you like Karen called the cops. Calling you cause I know you call the shots. Calling you to take the pain and make it stop. Calling you, I ain't asking for a lot, Lord. I just need to talk to you. Pick up. Lord, I've been calling your name.
been a while since we last spoke. And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to you, but you're no longer hearing me. Forgive me, O Lord, for all my worldly transgressions, as I seek your voice to come inside my heart. My body feels like a sole piece of property, O God, without your divine love and grace. I continue to search for you, but cannot find you. I open my ears to you and long to hear your voice. Fill me with your strength and courage, that you may save me from what's left of my unsold remains. Speak to me, Father, so you might steer me right in these endless and foreseen times. Speak to me, O Lord, that I may forever be guided in truth. In your name I pray, amen.
That was Calling Your Name. Man. Yeah, and like I said, every song seems very intentional. It seems like, everything. Yeah, appreciate you, Veli. Said good vibes. But it seems like everything's very intentional with this project, and you could tell you had a direction for this. Now, you're from McKeesport, right?
Yep.
Coming out the port, the port's really heavy, has a heavy hip-hop community, like real big hip-hop community, and everybody from there got skills. For you coming from the port, who were some of the artists? I mean, and that's including like one of the pioneers of Pittsburgh hip hop, Sam Snead. You know what I mean? Came straight out of the
Mr. Snead's the coolest, man.
Yeah, man. For those who don't know, Sam Snead was a Death Row artist, one of the first Pittsburgh artists to be signed to a label. You know what I mean? And one of the pioneers of West Coast hip hop. You know what I mean? He did beats like Keep Their Heads Ringing. You Better Recognize.
Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers. So yeah, man, McKeesport got a long history of what you do. And for you, who were some of your influences out the port whenever you got into the music thing?
Sam Snead most definitely is one of them, and he's been like a cool big homie. I got his number on my phone and everything.
Oh, that's
every
fire.
Every time I drop, I send him a hard copy.
That's fire.
And he, gives me his feedback. Like, we talk on the phone every so often. Not as often as we should.
Yeah.
We
I didn't even know that,
do.
bro. That's fire.
And like Craze, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser Records. He was at the show. Craze was at the show last night. Big Gav. It's So Real. Big influence on the city, for real.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody is chasing Gav in the city.
Right.
Yeah. And that's like my big homie. I fuck with Gavin. And it's like, of course, JKJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Triss. Triss is pretty good. He's inactive right now, but
still one of the ones that you see coming up
Triss.
was like,
Yeah, that's my boy, man. He's cool.
Yeah.
But like, me and Jordan, for real. I love Jordan.
Yeah.
You already know, man. Me and Jordan go back. Like, I used to walk him home whenever the street lights came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, JKJ's a fire artist, and you know what I mean, and that's what I'm saying about the port. There's so many different styles. Like, there's not one artist that you hear from the port and be like, oh, that's a port sound. But everybody's spitting. Everybody's got some fire, and that's one of the things that seemed like it's important in that area is that you saying something. Like, it's not just a whole bunch of dudes making songs. Like, people are actually saying something when they're making music from that. Now, do you think is that just a Mon Valley thing? Like, is that just something that area is like creates is like spitters?
There's just so many stories to recite out there. Like, I don't want to speak on like the Duke or the Doc, even though I love them. Right. But I like to speak for like my city.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's so many things that they can talk about. So many different stories and backgrounds, and they just never run out of anything to talk about.
Right. No, and I can appreciate that, bro. And like I said, with this one, you're really trying to convey a story. But even before this, let's get into the journey a little bit. What up, Jay? He tuned in.
Jordan, what's up?
He said he was going to mention that walking me home stuff.
It's my boy, but I used to walk you home. Yeah, bro, don't forget it. I'll never forget it, bro. Them street lights would come on. He'd be like, all right, y'all, it's time to go. Like, man, we gotta finish this blunt, man. He's like, come on, I gotta go home. I got homework. Like, all right, bro. I remember once there was gang activity going on outside, and then the street lights came on, and I'm like, Jordan, you might have to go upstairs, hide underneath the table, man, because Jordan was a little bit younger than us.
Yeah.
And it was getting wild out there. But we made sure he got home every day.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing people don't realize. Like, McKeesport's like right outside the city, but it's still very much the city.
Yeah.
Very much the influence. And like you said, you have stuff like gang activity going on. You really got the struggle going on. It's one of those old steel mill coal mining type areas where, it was really, really popping at one time, vibrant. But a lot of that stuff that was popping and vibrant turned into abandoned homes,
Crazy.
abandoned
There used to be a
businesses.
Foot Locker in McKeesport, bro.
Right.
It's crazy.
What have you seen like coming up from that? Like, does that inspire you to want more, or has that have like a negative impact
Of
on you seeing
course.
all of those things around you
It's just
crumble?
like a whole bunch of abandoned buildings. It's like, bro, we could do something here. Get some people some jobs. Maybe they get off the streets.
Right.
Like, but I mean, you gotta have money. Money talks.
Money
They
talks.
don't want to bring no money out to the port, but
Yeah, man.
we find a way.
And that's the thing. I think it makes you more resilient, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're having those influences. You're seeing guys like Sam Snead really doing it. You're hearing these different artists from the port really doing it. When was it the first time that you was like, this is something I want to do, this is something I want to pursue? When did you get into making your first record, or what was that first song that you made that was like, damn, I could be a part of that conversation?
I mean, like we made records in high school. We used to make like diss records and shit in high school.
For real?
Funny as hell, bro. I think that's where it started for real.
Like on some battling shit, or y'all was
Man,
really
look, I'll
recording
tell you,
records?
The Defcon niggas had a little CD out, and they came past Rel's crib, my boy Rel. They was like, "Here, man, check out our CD." I'm like, "All right, cool, we gonna peep it." It was me, Rel, my nephew Rum locked up. So we peeped the CD and shit. Me and Rel thought it was cool, so they came down and they was like, "Man, how y'all feel about the CD?" And me and Rel went to go tell her, like, "Yeah, we liked it." We was like, and then Rum was like, "Man, that shit was trash." And I'm like, "Oh God!" And it was like, "Oh, it's trash. Oh, well, we're coming at y'all." And I'm like, "We ain't even say nothing." Like,
Right, yeah.
And bruh, we went to school maybe like the next day. They had diss tracks out on us. People laughing. I'm like, they laughing at us, bro. They laughing at us for nothing. We like their shit. And I'm like, nah, we can't have that. We can't have that happen. So
Yeah.
that's when I started, actually started trying to record. And I remember I didn't even have a studio to go to, bro. I recorded on my voice memo. You know how people used to record on their
Voice memos, yeah.
Bro, I put a beat on and start rapping. Niggas is hitting other niggas up. Hey, what's Scoot's phone number so I can call, listen to that joint? But my phone was blowing up.
For real, just for that joint.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And
That had
then
to be-
eventually I got into a little rinky-dink studio. I said some shit. And one disc, bro. But burnt one CD. I don't know why. Burnt one CD. Took it to school. That CD just circulated around the school. It went viral in the school. And
Damn.
then like the tables turned and everybody's laughing at them.
Right.
And then I'm like, all right, now I get it. It's just like whoever has the last word at the time. It's like whoever has the last word is winning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's how it was back then.
At that time, right?
Yeah. Now it's a little different. Now you really gotta like say something to resonate with people. Like that'll stick.
Was y'all really on some personal stuff, or was it just fun at the time? Like some
Look, it got personal, but I mean, for the most part, all of them niggas we still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I love them niggas for real.
Yeah. And that helps sharpen your steel a
Yeah.
little bit. You know what I mean? They say steel sharpen steel.
Mhm.
That helps sharpen your sword a little bit going up against guys, and it probably made you put more consideration than what you were putting out because you're like, man, I can't come weak.
Now it's nothing to me. Now it's like I don't like dissing or none of that, but
Right.
I can, and
Right.
I have, and I'm
And you
pretty
will.
sharp. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sharp with it.
So what has changed from that time to now with the way that you create music and how you even approach it?
So like, I feel like my daughter changed a lot for me. Like after having her, I'm like, man, there's certain things that I don't want to say that she can hear and look at me different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of try to stay conscious. You know what I mean? Like I want her to be able to to hear this years from now and be proud to say, oh man, that's my pops. That's my
Right.
pops kicking knowledge. Like,
Yeah.
she was at the show last night. She performed with me.
Yeah. How was that?
Beautiful, man, beautiful.
Yeah.
Brought people to tears. Brought me to tears. It's just a
Full circle moment.
bruh. My boy was in the audience. My boy Callie. Shout out to Callie. He seen us perform. He started crying, and my boy Justin came, patted him on the back like, it's gonna be all right, bro. He's like, no, man, you don't understand, bro. That's his creation up there on stage with him. And I'm like, that's sick when you say it like that. Like,
Yeah.
I created this person up here helping me create music.
Create, yeah.
And it's just,
Your creation being a part of your creations.
it's crazy, bro.
It's crazy, yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, let's get a little bit to more of this project, bro. We definitely want to get into it. So we did Calling Your Name. What was the next song that you recorded on the project?
The song with my daughter.
What's that one?
That one is PPP.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this one. How'd y'all work on this?
So I wasn't even like ready to do the joint. Stay 100 sent me the beat, and I'm like, man, this beat is crazy. I just gotta say something to it, and I started saying something to it. I came up with a little hook, and then I ended up spitting it in front of my daughter, and she's like, "Oh, that's hard," and she started like, singing a little bit, and I'm like, this sounds good. Like,
Yeah.
this ain't like no
play,
weak shit.
no play
like,
around shit. Yeah.
bruh, I'm like, we going to the studio. We went to the studio and we did that shit. And I was so proud. It's like
Was
one
that
of
her-
my proudest songs.
Was
like,
that her first time recording?
No, she's on all my albums.
Okay.
Just about. But like that song
Yeah.
to me is like our magnum opus.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's get into that. This is PPP.
No, you can't buy your way into this world. You can't buy your way into this world.
Yeah. Some say to go up is the perfect direction. When you die, you ain't taking your worldly possessions. No. Pull a hand me the weight of the dollar is stretching. Too bad you can't purchase your way into heaven. Some say to go up is the perfect direction. When you die, you ain't taking your worldly possessions. Pull a hand me the weight of the dollar is stretching. Too bad you can't purchase your way into heaven. Kanye had a dream he could buy into heaven. He woke up and decided to buy him a necklace. My block stacking bodies like level 9 Tetris. I send it twice, hoping you getting the message. Get right with the Lord, you can bargain your leverage. See, back in the day, I was fly like the Jetsons. Way back when my cousin Feast pushed her Alexis. God never liked ugly, I drip like a beverage. Still get it poppin' like making that breakfast. Fashion police think they gotta address it. Knock off designer, they try to dissect it. Here's a confession, boy, who you impressing? Just come as you are, he don't care how you dressin'. JC was the truth, he parlayed with the peasants. We're bred with the whores, show love to the felons. Ain't been to a service since I was 11. The word is embedded in my recollection. Shout out to Harlan, my nigga from Crescent. Shout out to Johnny, my boy from Menneson. Street poetry and this rap like profession. Built a progression can lead to progression. I'm counting the prayers, each one is a blessing. He healing like we got some kind of infection. Blood in my blood, flesh in my flesh. No way my salvation was ever in question. Just like the ballers can buy out a section, political parties can buy the elections. You're never too smart to be taught a new lesson. You can't get to heaven without the connection. Nah. Some say to go up is the perfect direction. When you die, you ain't taking your worldly possessions. Nah. Pull a hand me the weight of the dollar is stretching. Too bad you can't purchase your way into heaven. Some say to go up is the perfect direction. When you die, you ain't taking your worldly possessions. Pull a hand me the weight of the dollar is stretching. Too bad you can't purchase your way into heaven.
No, you can't buy your way into this world.
reach it out to you right now. I want you quickly. I want you ordering that personal pet package right now. Quickly, I want you to move out right now. Don't procrastinate this. Don't put it off. I want you ordering that personal pet package right now. It's our point of contact between you, God, and myself, and God is going to use it to cause the anointing is on that personal prayer package.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was your daughter on there.
Yeah.
That's
Little
fire,
Harry
bro.
from the Jacks.
Yeah, she did that too.
Thank you.
She did that. It sounded real good, bro. And like I said, whenever we were talking off camera, like I like the fact that this whole project has a message. Every song you're saying something, and it's valuable. I listen to like a lot of reggae. You know what I mean? Like old school reggae, like Still Pulse, Black Guru, Bob Marley, because of the message. And it's spiritual. You know what I mean? I love it's spiritual, but it's not religious. You know what I mean? And I love the fact that it feeds my soul. And I feel like that's what you're doing with this project.
Oh, thank you.
You're feeding the soul. I mean, and sometimes we need that, bro. There's so much music about the negative aspects of life and the bad things. And I feel like, they say you are what you eat. I feel it should be brought into you are what you consume. Because there's a lot of things that we consume with our eyes. We consume through media, social media, like a lot of negative stuff. And that stuff can live with you and linger in you. I mean, including our music, through media. And a lot of it that's pushed on us is like can be violent or have a lot of negative connotation behind it. And the fact that you're giving something, you said you wanted to carve out a space and you wanted to provide something to the culture, and you're giving us something that we can consume that's good for us. That makes you feel good when you listen to it. You know what I mean? You're providing that vibe, and I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging it.
Yeah, man. Was that a lot of your intent whenever making this?
Yes.
Yeah? Because like I said, every track, you're speaking a message. Like I said, it's almost spiritual. Were you raised like in a church? Was you raised?
I was.
Yeah?
I was a little bit. I was brought up Christian, but I don't know. Religion with me is like,
You don't subscribe to it?
nah, not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel the same way, bro. I always tell people I'm very spiritual, but not religious at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's a journey that you got to go on for yourself. I never knock anybody for what they believe in or how they feel, but I think, we all, just my personal belief, I think that we all believe in the same God, no matter what we call him by a different name. He's not going to judge us by the name that we called him. He's going to judge us on the actions that we took on earth. So, I very much believe what you're saying, even then I was raised in a church, and, I had my own spiritual journey. So, I think long as you're being the best human being you can be, you'll have that ticket to heaven.
Swear, look, growing up, I wasn't allowed to ask no questions. Wasn't allowed to like question anything. Like, if my gram could hear calling your name, she probably pop me in the mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
For even, probably for some of the verbiage I was using in it, like, God, it seemed like you busting my balls, like, but. Older black women, you know what I mean? They probably say like, you don't talk to God like
you
that.
don't use the Lord's name in vain type.
Yeah, but they'll miss the intent behind it. But
yeah, but I think and that's an important thing, right? Is to have a personal relationship with God. So
and I feel like I do.
In any way that you talk to God, I don't think He's going to judge you for talk. Like it's if you're talking to the homie, He don't care how it's coming across or the language that you're using, and He's just glad that you're delivering the message, whether it be good or bad, and he's there to receive it and hope that he can give you what you need. And if you have a personal relationship with God, that's what it should be, the homie. You know what I mean? So sometimes you don't always talk proper with the homie.
Swear.
You know
if
what
you know what I mean though?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? You still get what I'm saying. So you guys started making the diss tracks in high school. You started getting a response from that. You started seeing people taking to what you're doing. What was the first sense of validation you got whenever you started doing music? What was that moment where you was like, damn, like I'm on to something, like I really got something when it comes to this?
All right, so it's a crazy story. I did this mixtape. It was professionally recorded and everything. We went to MCM Studios, and my homie Izzy, he took me. He's like, man, bro, I'm gonna just pay for you to just record. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, we're gonna go up there and smoke. I'm gonna chill. You just gonna record everything that you wrote down, and we just gonna do it. And we did it, and it was cool. And then one day, but at the time, I had never performed.
Okay.
So we're down the crib, down the hood smoking, I'm like, I'm gonna get in the shower. So I get in the shower. I come out the shower. He's like, boy, get dressed. You got a performance. I'm like, what? You remember Ivory Hustle?
Absolutely. Rest in
Human
peace to
Hustle?
Ivory, man.
Man, look. While I was in the shower, Israel hit him up. And he was like, yeah, my boy need to perform tonight. Meanwhile, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I'm just recording music and shit.
Yeah.
And it was the Monsters of the Mic.
Yes.
With John Quest. I opened for John Quest.
Yes.
And
yes.
what's crazy is not only was I opening for John Quest, who was like a big name at the time. Like, I love John Quest for real.
That's my homie, yeah.
And not only that, Palermo Stone was my hype man.
Yes, yeah.
Bro, I'm like, Palermo, my hype man? He's like, yeah, bro, I got you. I'm like, you know the songs? He's like, yeah, bro. I'm like, I didn't even know you knew the songs all like that.
That's fine.
And that was my first time on stage.
Yeah.
And at the time, you know, there was blog sites and shit.
Yep.
And they put me in the blog, and they said, like, this was a...
Do you remember which one it was specifically at that time? Shout them out. Was it Rep PGH Hip Hop?
Okay, so yeah, Rep PGH. That's what Kamo. Yeah. Kamo, she loved me. Like, we were cool. She always would put Wonderhitz on that site.
Yep.
And she I don't know if it was that one, but it might have been like the paper, like, you know what I mean? Like, back when we was getting paper, the Post Gazette or something. And they said it was a random act by Scoot. And I'm thinking, like, they put me in the fucking paper, like, cause we tore it down, like, we went hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they put me in the paper for like a John Quest show, and it was at that moment I'm like, man, I might be on to something. I might got something. Like, and ever since then, I just been trying to go hard.
Damn, man, that's a lot to unpack. Cause first and foremost, like you said, Ivory shows were special.
Yes.
Monsters. Rest in peace to Ivory, man. So for those who don't know, Ivory was a promoter, rapper, entertainer. He even ran the Pit radio show. Oh, God damn. I don't even know how long that was going on.
Not that long.
Hopefully not that long. So you said you got the Monsters of the Mic call for your first show.
Mm-hmm. And ever since then, Ivory just put us on shows down Levels. Remember Levels?
Yes, absolutely.
Bruh, Levels was crazy, bro.
So whenever you talk about Ivory was a promoter in the city, a performer in the city, and he used to have the Southside on Smash. He had a lot of the venues on the Southside doing hip hop events, and a lot of people weren't able to do what he was doing on the Southside with these hip hop events. And these hip hop events had the best artists in the city previewed on them. And like you said, you had John Quest, who was also a part of Varsity Squad, all a very big deal. Headlining an event, you get to be a part of this, and I think I mentioned that before on this podcast. Like, Monsters of the Mic are one of the things you aspire towards. Like, I want to be on that bill.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to do that
for my first show.
For your first show.
Time, like,
and you're rocking with Palermo Stone, which P is crazy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He always showed love.
P's a legend.
He put me on shows in West Virginia. Anywhere Palermo went, he made sure me and Jordan was with him. Whether it be somewhere on the South Side or a basement party, he made sure we was there. He always looked out, and I love Palermo for that.
How important was that to your maturation process, having an OG in the game like that, taking to you and putting you under his wing?
Bro, it seemed like everything was falling into place. Like that was meant to happen.
Right.
And even him being my hype man for the first time, I'm like this is meant to be. Like, I'm meant to be here. Like, I'm meant to be rapping with these guys who I'm rapping with.
Right.
Like, and I wish Palermo still rap.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta get him out of retirement.
We gotta get you out, P.
for
sure.
My boy. But
we gotta get you out. Yeah, man, and Rare. Were they Rare at the time? Rare Nation. They were doing a lot of things too, and they were having a lot of motion, and being a part of that. And the scene was so vibrant. It was such a different scene because it seemed so real. We seen Wiz do it, and we seen Mac on the cusp of doing it and starting to do it, and it just felt like the doors were wide open, and you're a part of all that as it's happening. Like you said, the blog sites were good, and they were popping, and I think that was a big part of why the scene was so vibrant, because we had like blogs. I think now social media is kind of replaced what the blogs were. Which is a shame, you know what I mean?
It's a shame because, like, I mean, you could pay to be on a blog, but like nowadays, you could pay for anything. You could pay for likes. You could pay for clicks. It just makes everything so watered down.
Generic,
like,
yeah, definitely
like,
watered down, oversaturated. But the thing is, even if you pay to be on a blog, it's not gonna. You're better off being on like a reel for Double XL.
yeah.
That has more bang to it than even being in a blog at this point. And that's what I mean. Like the game has changed so much when it comes to like blogs where you're one stop shop and you had to pay attention. Now everything's microwave. We live in a microwave society where everything's quick, fast, and in a hurry. We get it fast, we consume it fast, and we're on to the next one. And it kind of hurt the art. You know, I feel like it kind of hurt the
'Cause
art.
I feel like everybody's in a rush to put music out. Like I sat on that project. I was done recording that project.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I was done like recording that project in March.
So how long you been working on it for?
I started it in July. So from July to March.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I got to make sure everything, I got to get all my ducks in a row. I got to make sure everything is right. I don't want to just put it out there. Like I want it to be like a moment. I wanted to have like a big release party. You know, I wanted it to be like a moment for people to remember. Yeah. And that's what we did. We just did shit behind the scenes, and I built a stage.
Man.
Like did all that by myself, like my own money. Like Big Stash, he let me use his spot, the Stash Account store, and yeah, everything was just funded like by me.
Yeah.
Like I'm working 2 jobs to stay above water and to do this shit.
Right.
So of course I went, you know what I mean, paid for it. So that's why I don't really put it on the streaming sites at first.
Right.
You know, I let people like, hey, if you want it, would you pay me for it?
Yeah.
And a lot of people do. Like it's crazy. Like.
And that's dope, man. I like your approach with that. I'm not being so quick to take it to streaming because people can't really appreciate it like that because of what we're talking about. People consume things so quickly. In a project like the one that you have to sit on.
Yeah.
You have to listen to it, and you have to be able to appreciate what it is because you're offering so much to the consumer.
I feel like streaming sites are like Blockbuster. Something like that. Like you're renting the music. You're paying however much a month to rent the music, and they're paying us a fraction of a penny for you to listen to it.
Yeah, it's
and it's like, nah, I'd rather you pay me what I want for you to own it forever.
Yeah.
You could always go back and listen to it. Because what if Spotify goes down?
What if the Russians tap in?
A lot of people will be out of music.
Yeah.
I said that in the song.
Well,
I said, what would happen if it ever glitched?
Yeah.
It don't make no sense. Like, you got to have some type of physical media.
Well,
man.
bro, look at what happened with that Piff.
Bro, yeah. That hurt. That hurt. These sites ain't going to be around forever. I mean, we thought that Piff was going to be around forever.
Bro, I had no idea. I don't have any access to a project.
And I didn't even know. I seen it. I'm scrolling on social media and somebody, that Piff's gone. I'm like, that Piff is gone. Like, all my old shit is gone. I didn't have, at the time, I mean, I got like burnt CDs here and there. But like,
you didn't like have a hard drive or nothing like that to keep. Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
See, now
That's
we got
point.
like we got like an archive, like a Wonderhitz archive where we have all of our music somewhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? We can always go back and
tell me a little bit about Wonderhitz, bro.
It's me, Alex, Solo Bang, my homie Rail, and that's about it.
Shout out the boys.
For real, Alex does everything behind the scenes. He's like a creative genius.
Yeah.
Like he helps me a whole lot. Like he puts everything together. Like I told him, like, all right, I'm gonna get this cover like this. I need you to do this. And he'll be like, all right, I got you. Do it just like that. And that's like important.
Yeah.
Important to have like a
people that play their part.
Yeah. It's like a support system.
Yeah.
And it's I got my homie Solo. Solo, he's always there to whether like help out with something, give a verse, or and he dropped music too. He just dropped something last month. It's pretty good. It's called what's it called? Isolated. Damn, I don't forget the name of it, man. It's something. He's a complicated nigga. He's always saying something complicated. But his album is his best work yet. He's rappity rapping. Like he's one of them ones. And then Rail's been like close to me since we was kids. Like wherever I go, Rail go. And vice versa. So, like the last project, not this one, the Blossom one, the Blossom joint, he was like there, hands on, like nah, bro, say it like this, or like nah, man, look here, let me say this. Like he's hands on.
That's good though. You need that.
Yeah,
you need
he's
that.
very very musical dude, and he's good behind the scenes too. Like he don't mind like playing behind the scenes to get shit done.
Right.
And a lot of people, that's the thing. A lot of people want to be
the man.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, you can't always. Sometimes you gotta
Play
play
the
the
back.
back.
You gotta play the back,
And
man.
I'm like that with solo. Like when he's dropping, I'm like, man, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna give you.
No, I
this
definitely
verse.
noticed
Like,
that about you, bro. I definitely noticed that. Isolated insight, Jay said.
Isolated insight, yeah, because he's on it. I'm on it too.
Isolated insight from Solo. That was the project we was thinking of
Yes,
earlier.
get to it. It's on streaming sites and everything.
But
Solo bang.
But that's the important thing, bro. You got to in order to be able to lead, you have to be able to follow.
Yes.
And the time may come where you don't know the direction, and one of the guys in the group like, I know the direction. All right, bro. Then I'm gonna fall back and let you lead this one. Get us out of this jungle right quick.
Swear.
And then when we get back to the promised land, then I'll take my part where it needs to be. And not enough people are willing to do that. And that's what a team's about. You know what I mean? Any successful team, you got to be able to play your part when the time comes. And I like the fact that you don't mind. And I see you always supporting the guys. I see you out at shows that you're not performing at.
Always at Franny's shows.
Yeah.
Franny came to my show last night, and I was so grateful. Johnny Mace came to the show last night.
Yeah. Shout out them boys.
Man, boy came from Monessen.
Yeah.
All the way from Monessen. I'm like, bruh.
Shout out them boys.
For real. Johnny Mace. I talked to him today.
You know, this is episode 50 for me, bro.
50?
50. This is episode 50.
I'm honored.
Yeah, bro. And Fran did the first episode. Fran did the first episode, so we're bringing it back full circle by bringing them up. But yeah, shout out the boys. And we had John. Was Maze on here? I think last week.
Yeah, Mace was on here like 2
last
weeks
week.
ago.
Yeah. It was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So
that's the homie, man. He always support too.
Yeah, for sure. Say they need to come back to Wonderhitz.
Come back to Wonderhitz. My people will talk to your people, Jordan. We gotta renegotiate your contract.
Hell yeah, bro. So yeah, and like I said, I see you supporting. That's what I wanted to mention. Like you don't mind playing in the background, and I see you at shows that aren't your own. And a lot of people you don't see that, and you see me at shows. Like that's how I'm at shows, and I see you there because I don't mind supporting the people, and I would want someone to do it for me. And I always try to stand front and center. I notice you do the same thing at the shows. You're usually front and center at the show as you're watching too. And I think some people think they're too big for that. But I think it's important that you show the homies love like that. You give them the energy that you would want. And it might encourage other people to do the same thing where they might have been nervous. Like, oh, okay.
I don't mind
okay.
turning up for my peoples, for real. Especially Jordan. I've been always up front for one of Jordan's shows.
And that's important, bro. And it comes through in your music how genuine you are. So what was the next song on the project that you worked on?
The next one,
because we did PPP, Calling Your Name.
I forgot. Riverside was the first one I had worked on.
Okay.
But I that's the only song I did before he passed away. And that's the last song he heard from me. So I'm like, I gotta put this on here. So Riverside was the very first song I did. The one I did after Calling Your Name might have been Mama Nem. Yeah, Mama Nem.
Yeah, I think I remember Mom and Them. Did you release that prior?
No, I let you hear it.
Okay, yeah, because I definitely remembered it. Yeah, it sounded familiar. So let's get Mom and Them on here. I definitely remember the joint, bro.
Gotta stay up on my toes. Who knows what the future holds? When you on this lonely road, still gotta pay them tolls. Gotta walk the path you chose, though the demons might impose. They say blessings come in threes, cause on the third day Jesus rose. I still don't know where to go. I'm down here on my knees waiting for a miracle. What goes around comes back around like a merry-go. I gotta keep it close, cause only Lord knows. I'd rather have court closed than corpse closed. You better know better, you better pull it together, cause they might pull out Berettas and point at whoever. Hear the truth in what I say, cause you'll just never know. I put that on my nigga's grave, I put that on my daddy's soul, I put that on my mom and them. Gotta keep my circle thin, can't have too many friends, cause they might just do me in. I put that on my mom and them. No, I can't trust these hoes, gotta keep my Bible close, cause the devil want my soul. I put that on my mom and them. Yeah, we all born in sin. Before you get to where you going, gotta know just where you been. I put that on my mom and them. I put that on my mom and them. I put that on my mom and them. It don't make no kind of sense how these niggas street smart, but they still lacking common sense. If you fall behind, better catch up like the condiments. Still pray the Lord can forgive us, cause we got a lot of sense. It's obvious, don't fuck around with them politics. How deep can your pockets get? How far can a dollar get? Would you go to hell trying to follow it? Would you trade your soul for a pot to piss? Shooter's name is anonymous. Prison system got a lot of kids, cause they'll pull a stick before they ball a fist. Gotta call it quits. So just to whoever, I hope good ties don't get severed, cause we can all do it better if we all stick together. Hear the truth in what I say, cause you'll just never know. Holy Father, lead the way. It's about time you take control. I put that on my mom and them. Gotta keep my circle thin, can't have too many friends, cause they might just do me in. I put that on my mom and them. No, I can't trust these hoes, gotta keep my Bible close, cause the devil want my soul. I put that on my mom and them. Yeah, we all born in sin. Before you get to where you going, gotta know just where you been. I put that on my mom and them. 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 I put that on my mom and them.
No parchment stamp, no golden seal. This ticket to heaven whispers in the soul's reveal. It's woven in acts of kindness, threads unseen. In gentle words, in hands that mend, a verdict sheen. It blooms in laughter sheared, a starlit night. In whispered secrets, cloaked in moon's soft light. In tears that fall like cleansing rain, a heart laid bare.
What was the significance in like the like I know she had like a lot of skits and different things like that in the beginning and the end of these things. What was the significance of those and the words that were being said during those moments?
She just, I told
Not
her,
even not even just that particular one, but like
I told her the concept of the album and exactly like how I felt and what I wanted to do. And I asked her, I'm like, could you say a few words for me? Like just from the heart. Right. And I helped her with it. We wrote it together and
yeah, it's a collaborative process.
Yeah. And it's just she just spoke it, bro. She just was like it came from the heart. Like the first time I heard her say it, she didn't even know. I hit record. And I'm like, yeah, we using this. You ain't gotta come to the studio, because we was just chilling at her crib, we talking and you know what I mean, talking about like plants and vegetables. She has a garden, and we're just talking about that. And I told her, I'm like, here, can we do this? And she just was. I was like, let me hear it. And she's saying it, and I just hit record, and it came out like that.
Has she been able to hear the project yet?
Yeah, she was at the show last night.
Yeah,
yeah, she did catering for the show.
Nice.
Yeah,
very dope.
Oh, she's dope.
Yes.
Yeah, she's the shit. Strong black woman.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, I know I see you puffing a cigar today. You stopped smoking. I know a lot of your stories involve smoking, and it seemed like you were a true blue smoker at one point in time.
Bro.
What was that process for you like, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Not only just stopping smoking and it being so strongly a part of your life, but I'm sure it was probably a big part of your creative process as well, right?
See, yeah, because just about every song I wrote, I was high. So I'm like, I want to see what I sound like not high. So, this is it.
Yeah. Is this the first project?
Sober, like,
this is the first project you dropped sober?
No. Yep.
Damn. What was that like? Did you find it to be more difficult? Was it easier?
No, it wasn't difficult. Because I just quit cold turkey. I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck this. I've been high since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
I want to feel like what it feels like not to be high.
Yeah.
And my girl, she was a heavy smoker. My fiance, she blow it down.
Yeah.
And she just sitting there smoking by herself, looking goofy. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna quit too. I'm
Damn.
like, Yes, that's what's up. But it was easy to quit, but it's hard whenever all your friends smoke.
Smoke, yeah.
And this is like that's all they do.
And it's such a social thing, right? Like
Yes.
it's such a social thing.
Yes,
like
you want to smoke? Come down and smoke. It's just
Yeah.
like they don't hit me no more. Like
that's what I was about to
come down
ask you
and
next. Have you noticed that like your relationships change?
Not, I just don't see my friends as much anymore. But I still love them. I still
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
the love, but
Of
we
course.
just don't see each other as much.
Yeah.
And that's fine. We got our own lives.
Right.
But I just ain't smoking.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That it's such a social thing to do, like smoking. Like you can have some complete strangers be at a concert and somebody start. Now you got friends.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you know what I mean? So for you to do it, man, I know it was probably. Or was it easy? Well, I don't want to assume
like I
that
said,
it's
it
a
was-
challenge.
Physically, it was easy. Like I'm not gonna smoke no more.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend my money on it no more. And not spending the money was easy.
Yeah, I bet you that's great.
But it's just the social aspect of it. You know, what I mean? All my friends smoke.
Yeah, the peace
And
part.
in my spot, like 3C, where I was staying at the time, that was like the sanctuary. Like everybody would come down there,
Right.
come smoke. You know what I mean? Come chill and
Yep.
talk about their problems or talk about good shit going on in their life. Share a blunt. But
Yeah.
when I stopped smoking, the traffic started slowing down.
I'm sure. Definitely changed the dynamics, and I noticed your last two projects you worked with Rosco.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? How'd you link up with Rosco?
I linked up with Rosco through Alex and Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah, they introduced me to Rosco. I guess Rosco was in Full Sail with Alex.
Okay, that's
Jordan,
dope.
Yeah, Jordan went down there. They did Burgerlando Amy, and that joint was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Roscoe came home, Jordan's like, "You trying to come to Roscoe's with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come." And I think he was staying in the Hill at the time, and I'm like, "Yeah, Roscoe is like a super cool dude. Like I love Roscoe. Like that's like my friend for real. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like I talked to him today, gave me a beat, like like free of charge. He's like, "Yeah, bro, just do this." I'm like, "Man, that's what's up." Me and Roscoe, like, I can't even explain the chemistry we have. We could get in the studio, and he just knows exactly what I want to do.
Right.
Like I don't even have to tell him half the time. And he tells me, he's like, "Man, you know, you like one of the easiest artists to work with," and I'm like, I think that's because of you, bro. Like,
Right.
it's
Just the
because of-
chemistry.
yeah, like, cause he just knows, and he's just like, and sometimes I feel like I could be difficult with shit.
Right.
Like I'm like, "Man, I want you to do this. I want it to sound like this." And like the last joint, Blossom, that's what we was playing with, like the melodies and shit. And he was like on point with it. This time around, I'm like, I just want rap, bro. Just let me go in there and rap.
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's easy, bro. It's easy for me, and I want to hear you rap." And I'm like, "All right, just hit record."
Were you familiar with Rosco prior to recording with him?
Yeah, I was familiar with him. Like it's Roscoe Wiki. I feel like he's like he's like one of those names in the burg where like everybody knows Roscoe.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree with that. I feel the same way.
I see them share the stage with Matt. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I showed my daughter that picture or video. She couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's Roscoe." She was like, "He's standing next to Mac Miller." I'm like, "Yeah, that is, you know Mac Miller," and she couldn't believe it.
Yeah, man. No, I agree with that. And that's why, you know, I mean, I know the relationship that you guys have and how much you work with them, and it seems like it always comes out to be you can feel the chemistry through the music that comes. Did he do any production on this last project?
Yeah, he did the song "Empathy."
Empathy, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I could definitely, it definitely comes across the connection. I feel the same way about Roscoe. I love Roscoe. I love the Commonwealth and all that stuff. And like you said, he's definitely one of those names. And anytime I get an opportunity to work with him, I'm elated. You know, I mean, it's always a great experience to work with such a legend and a person that's does really good business and really knows what he's doing.
No shady business
Yeah.
with Roscoe. He's just straightforward
And he knows what he's doing. And I always
Yeah.
feel like I'm in good hands.
yeah.
When I'm with him, and it's nice because he doesn't like the way that we look at him. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even get it.
I tell him that all the time.
Which makes him that much cooler.
I be telling him, you a celebrity for real.
Yeah.
He's
Which
like,
makes
"No, bro, you're the celebrity." I'm like, "No, bro, you're the celebrity.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like stop. Don't say it back. You're the celebrity."
like no give backs.
Yeah.
So you said you guys worked on empathy on this project.
Now, Empathy was one of the joints I did a little bit before I actually started the album.
Okay.
I wrote it for my homie Loyal, and he lost his brother a few years ago, and he was like it was hard for him to deal with it. And I could see it every time he would go live, every time he would post. I'm like, I see my brother hurting.
You can feel the pain.
Yeah, and you could see it. You could see the pain in his eyes. Like I still do. And this was like my gift to him. Like, look, bro, this is for you. Like maybe this will help you cope.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And when I dropped it, bro, it's crazy. When I dropped it, I ain't even tell nobody nothing. I just dropped it. I just like my caption for it was like, for you, my nigga. And niggas hit me up like, who you talking about in this? You coming at somebody? I'm like, nah, bro. You just it's for who it's for.
Right.
And the cover art was the back of his head.
Yeah.
We were at a party somewhere, and I snapped a picture of him, and it's the back of his head, and niggas didn't know who it was. But when he seen the picture, he's like,
He already knew exactly what
like,
it was.
This is me, and he played it, and he loved it. Last night he told me he loved me, and he thanked me for that because he didn't even know that I was putting it on the album.
It seems like you try to do a lot of healing through the music.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
For real, I mean, as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I want people to go back and listen to this, and it means something to them.
Yeah.
You know, that song was important to me.
Yeah, let's get into that empathy, bro. Got Wiki on the production.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I like this one.
I know a nigga, he feeling discouraged. He want the money and fame in a hurry. He in a rush, so his vision is blurry. He ain't been right since his brother got buried. I know this nigga since young adolescence. Ironic, we both handle mics from profession. We young, black, and gifted. Some say it's a blessing, but it get depressing when he second guessing. He losing his drive, so I tell him we tripping. When God speaking code, better shut up and listen. It tugs on my heart when he tells me he's quitting. I tell him this rap shit don't come with a pension. He used to whip soda in kitchens. We 30 plus now, bro. The mission is different. The money's important, but so is dependence. Your children depending on you for your wisdom. They follow the footsteps you give them. If you locked away, you ain't seeing them living. They yearn for your guidance and love and attention. But that's hard to give them when stuck in the prison. Survivor's guilt making them question existence. Revenge in his heart for the niggas who killed him. I pray for his healing and tell him I feel him. But don't know the feeling of losing a sibling. Damn. I see the pain in his eyes whenever he lied. The anger arrives and it never subsides. I can tell it's just a matter of time before he do something to meet his demise. I'm sorry to say it, I won't be surprised. We dying to live or we living to die. It's hard to see real niggas cry. I see the tears hit the page and the ink start to fade. It appears he enraged, but he really afraid. No, I ain't knocking you, nigga. We one in the same. We come from a place where bullets ain't got names. Our mothers and aunties still pray for a change. I wish that we can go back to the days, much simpler times with innocent ways. Free lunch trays, low minimum wage, high top fades and video games. But lately it seemed like you stuck in the maze. The burdens you bear, I can't properly gauge. I love you and pray that you hop out the phase. But God gon' forgive the mistakes that you made. No such thing as a life that is lived with perfection. Some days it get harder to stare at reflection. But today is a gift, so we call it the present. Take from the session a lesson, my nigga. Forgiveness, the first step on the staircase to heaven. Take the highs with the lows. This can't be how it goes. It's God's will, I suppose. Who am I to oppose? Who am I to oppose? Who am I to oppose? Whoa, whoa. Take the highs with the lows. This can't be how it goes. It's God's will, I suppose. Who am I to oppose? Who am I to oppose? Who am I to oppose? Whoa, whoa. Take the highs with the lows. This can't be how it goes. It's God's will, I suppose. Who am I to oppose? Who am I to oppose? Who am I to oppose?
That Sympathy. Produced by Rosco Wiki.
Boy,
Yeah, man. No, hell yeah, bro. I'm glad you shared this with me. Like I said, I think they should definitely get at you. Tell them how to get at you to get a hold of this project again.
you can follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, now known as X. I don't know why they changed the name to X.
Brandon.
Yeah, it be some X-rated shit on there too. So,
Yeah,
but you can follow me on there at the Real Scoop 412. You can come to the website www.wonderhitz.com. You could hit me up on the book, Sterling Scoop Lawrence. Yeah, come shop with me. Holla at me.
Yeah, man. And send them beats, producers.
Yeah,
Get yourselves right.
for real.
For real. No, I appreciate you joining us and coming and sharing the project, man. Sharing what you did, giving me the preview, bringing down the gifts. So I definitely appreciate that, bro. What do you got coming up? You got any shows lined up?
I got a show on the 8th. I can't remember where it's at though.
Okay.
But my homie Mike Check put me onto it. So shout out Mike Check.
Yeah, make sure y'all get at him on the socials and y'all get on the website. He'll definitely have the information for you about the show. And you working on a project now? You just gonna let this one marinate? Let people get a hold of this one and.
I'm gonna let this marinate for a little bit. I'm gonna pop back out. I like to just surprise people.
Yeah.
You know.
But it seems like it's well thought out because I know even when you were here last time, you was like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and you said around June.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you planned on dropping a project.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like you definitely think it out. Like you definitely had a rollout plan for this.
I'm a thinker, bro.
And you dropped the video too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
go ahead,
dropped
plug
the
the
video
video.
Thursday.
Plug the video.
The video, Bill Mike did it. Bill Mike Productions. It's called My Brother's Ashes. That dropped on Thursday. And then the release party. The release party was yesterday on Friday. Yeah, that's how we coming.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, man, like I said, I appreciate you joining me. It's been quite the honor. The project sounds amazing. Keep pushing it. You know, I'm gonna help push it and promote it the best way I can as well. And you know what I mean? Hopefully we can have you back again, huh?
Yeah, let me know. Or next time I do, I'll talk to you behind the scenes.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. But until then, this is Marley's State of Mind podcast down here at a Bunch of Bull Studios as per usual. We'll be back at y'all next week with another special guest with some more special moments. Until then, we out. Peace.